大家好, hello, 我是 Susie 老师. I am Miss Susie, as my favorite people call me, and this is my in-home preschool. So just a brief explanation about myself and what I do. I have been teaching for 8 years. I absolutely love the early childhood setting. I have taught 4th grade Chinese immersion before I opened my in-home bilingual Chinese immersion preschool, and I am absolutely in love with the 3, 4, 5-year-old age and being able to teach in both English and Chinese. So our curriculum includes English standards such as learning letters and letter sounds and numerals, but we also try to speak as much as we can in Chinese as we're doing all the other fun things of exploring science and sensory materials and art and movement and music and stories. And so the children kind of get everything here, and I absolutely love it. I'm crazy about my job and what I do, and I spend tons of time planning and preparing because I find so much joy in what I do. So I'd love to show you around and kind of show you how I have things set up here and how we use them. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to start here and explain as much as I can from behind the camera so I'm not disrupting the view, but I may have to jump in front. I like to have comfortable, kind of quiet. This is like between these two shelves. It's a really good place for them time to get away if they need to, but it's also just a comfortable place to explore and play. We have books, stencils, magnet boards, letter stamps, letter, locks, alphabet locks, where the keys and the locks have to match letters, magnet boards, writing boards, those on the top there. We do lots of fun things with alphabet letters with those in terms of adding things to them and exploring. And then my wall is just full of posters from the beginning of the year, from when we were getting to know each other. And then I'm just going to move to this area. We've got our smocks hanging. We've got these easels. This is just actually an easel from IKEA that I took apart so that we have a whiteboard and I think I'm messing with the zoom, and a chalkboard. And as you can see, I've just added some clothespins to the top because we hang things on there and explore different art materials. Our drying rack, and then this is the Play-Doh table because that's the only place I like them to play with Play-Doh, as it kind of contains where it's at. But oh my goodness, it's so good for all of this. It's so good for their like arm, hand, fine motor strength as they're standing up at our easels and as they're playing with Play-Doh. And then I'm actually going to move closer to these two areas in just a second so you can see what we have there, and the light table. Let me move closer to this area. I call my creation station, but it's really a STEAM kind of environment for me. So it incorporates science, technology, engineering, art, or math. And here we're doing winter this week, so I have these colored snowmen, and they can find the colored trees that go with them. They can match the peg people to the matching color, or they can just play pretend with it. It's really kind of whatever they want to do. There's tons of stuff I love to put here, cutting or art or stamps or some sort of building material, and they have to build a structure. It's really fun. And then this area is just 2 magnetic cookie sheets and a felt board because they can use letters on them. I love telling felt board stories. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos, you know that how much I love using felt boards. So I will put something that we've used recently there, and they get to retell the story. So just any sort of magnet. So I have lots of like shapes and letters and things that we use here. And then I'm just going to move to my light table. And here is another kind of STEAM area where we can really do anything. We can do math, literacy, science, art. I mean, there's so much we do at the light table. I'm going to turn it on and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's not great on camera, but like, for example, this week we're working on matching the shape as well as the character on these little boards that I made with these fun translucent stones. But like I said, we can trace things here. We can like explore x-rays or feathers or, you know, build a structure. It's just really anything can be there, and it's super fun. So that's our light table. Okay, so we were just at the light table, and just to orient you, and then we just move over to this area of the room. This is my kind of teacher table, teacher area where I do stuff with the kids. We do arts, we do crafts, we eat snack, books. I mean, there's so many things we'll do at this teacher table. Anyway, it's just really fun, but that's kind of our main meeting and learning as a group place besides the carpet. I have assessment notebooks, I have standards, and they each have their own water bottle and stuff like that. We take, I have this family board so that they love showing each other their family and talking about their families. And then I'll bring everyone a little closer to these other areas, but generally speaking, there's my writing center, my carpet, my sensory table, my dramatic play, and then math and science over here. Okay, so here's a closer look at my writing table. It's really writing and art and exploration. I always have different utensils, materials, crayons, markers, colored pencils, you know, the works. Anyways, it changes. And then I like to have kind of our focus. Obviously this week we're talking about weather and winter, and so we have, you know, snow and ice and snowman and things like that. And then I always I'm gonna come in front for a second. I always try to make some sort of a fun coloring type page that uses our focus words. And we do our letter of the week coloring page every week because we do learn English here as well, and so they love those. Here I have some tracing, so they can trace the words in English with whiteboard markers. Just trace on top of a laminated piece of paper, and they're in Chinese and English. It's good fine motor practice, it's good language practice, it's just fun. So yeah, these materials always change, and sometimes the whole setup kind of changes, but it's often focus words, writing, coloring, and just using a variety of materials. So here's just a quick view of my sensory table. Like I said, this week we're talking about winter and snow and ice and snowflakes and all that kind of stuff. So right now it's kind of an Arctic scene. It's got some Arctic animals and ice and pebbles. It's actually more of a small world right now than a sensory bin. Usually I have dried rice, dried beans, dried pasta, water, soapy water, colored water, or you know, we might this week use faux snow and ice. And anyway, there's just like a million things you can do in the sensory table, and I love setting that up and seeing what kind of fun things they do with it. This is our current dramatic play center. It is a home because in November we have been doing food and family and feathered animals, and so it fit well with some of our theme goals. So, but I change it all the time because I love just letting them have fun new experiences and explore different roles and scenarios. And so it's been a spaceship, a fire truck, fire station, hospital, doctor's office. It's been an ice cream shop, a flower shop, a pizza shop, you know, Santa's workshop. It's been tons of different things, and I love just, you know, making it super fun for the kids. It's such a great language opportunity, and learning social skills and sharing and pretending is important to the development in young kids. So I love having a dramatic play area. And then I'm gonna move over here to our carpet and main meeting area. Okay, this is our gathering carpet area. There's so much that happens here. On the windowsill there are toys, because those, I call them our carpet toys. Every couple days I change those out. They're basically the toys that they take down to the carpet and use while we're waiting for everyone to arrive in the morning. And then, oh, I'm just gonna move this because this is our message board, or not message board, sorry, a question of the day is what I call it. And so I just ask them a question. 你4岁吗? Are you 4 years old? And then they answer yes or no. It's great for practicing recognizing their name, recognizing their friend's name, and then it's just a great practice of Chinese questions and answers. I love doing that. And then, as you can see, it looks messy, but this area over here, I'm gonna come in front. I just made it into a really magical teaching area for me. It might seem chaotic, but for me, we have our dancing ribbons. We have our puppet, Sam the Sloth, who speaks Chinese to the kids or introduces new topics. He sleeps in here. He's under a leaf and he sleeps all the time except for when he wants to, the kids knock on his door and wake him up and say, Sam, Xing Lai, it's time to wake up. Anyway, so they love Sam. Just tons of song materials. We have like 10 frames, and I just have so many felt board things because I think it's really important when you're teaching another language, especially, to make things visual and interactive. So as much as I can, I have props, I have visuals when we're telling stories, when we're singing, and as much as I can, I pass the props to them and give them something to hold and something to participate with. So these are just props, and these are like lyrics to songs, just to honestly a million songs and stories. Each morning we meet here. I'm trying to think of how our morning goes. So we play with the carpet toys, we clean up, we answer the question, we sing our welcome song, we, gather, calm ourselves as a group, we do some sort of deep breathing, and we sing a song, such as a song about our names. So sometimes we sing a song in English, sometimes we sing a song in Chinese, but we always practice recognizing each other's names. We've been practicing some Chinese poetry. We count the days in English and then we count the days in Chinese. We sing a song about months in English and then Chinese, and colors in just Chinese. And we do a name practice. So here they're matching letters of their name to their name, because it's important that that's kind of where they start learning letters, is within the context of their own name. We do a letter of the week, lots of activities with that. Yeah, and this is where my, felt board is for me to tell stories. And so we gather back here multiple different times during the day because we're often moving around and doing different activities. Also, next to this carpet area where we are is also our block center. So when they have choice time, they can choose wooden blocks, panda blocks, foam blocks, the bristle blocks, magnets. There's just a million choices in this shelf for them to play with and build in this area. And lastly, I'm just going to show you right here where we have our math and science area, where we do lots of counting games, measuring, number recognition, and then we have like birds, bugs, dinos. That's a dino play mat that I made. Books related to life. Oh, there's life cycle of a chicken because we recently did birds. Anyway, there's just tons of kind of exploratory and hands-on science and math activities there. So that pretty much wraps up kind of what I have here and how we use it for the most part, without going too much into how we structure the day and all the different activities that we do. But I think it gives you a good idea of kind of who I am maybe as a teacher and how I like to structure my learning environment. Basically, my goal is to let the children have a truly joyful learning experience, to give them choice, to get down on the floor and play with and interact with them and read them books, and also to structure learning activities, but then meet them where they're at and help them get further or go further back to meet them where they need to be. Anyway, I just love teaching, and I love connecting with these kids and seeing their joy and excitement as they learn new concepts, as they learn language, as they gain confidence in their abilities. And it's honestly a dream job to teach preschool. So if you have any questions for me about school, if you live in Utah and you want your child to come to Xiao Panda Preschool, welcome. Please contact me. You're welcome to come to my home for an in-person tour. And if you're further away, I'm sorry that we can't meet in person. I'd love to meet all the people who who I've connected with via, telling stories and stuff. I need to. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions for other things that you'd like to see from me. Have an awesome day. Bye, guys.